Now, the fact of the matter is, if you guys want to be successful, you're going to have to do some shit that you don't want to do. Now, I've spoken about this before, and I'm sure you've heard other coaches and people say the same. It's like, oh, whatever we want is on the outside of our comfort zone. And generally speaking, if we want anything that is greater than what we have, it probably will require us stepping outside of our comfort zone and taking action there. Like, that's just the fact of the matter in the large majority of cases. If we want to be more, if we want to have more, then we need to do more. Now, the catch is sometimes, as I say, we've got to step outside our comfort zone, and sometimes these things are so far out, or they at least seem so far out in our mind, that we refuse to take the action. Like, it's like, I want this thing, I know I've got to take action, but it feels like it's too far out of our comfort zone, so therefore we won't take the action. But sometimes we need to do whatever it is that we need to do in order to help us go. So sometimes we don't necessarily try to change the thing that we're doing, but we change certain aspects of it in order to make it more comfortable. So let me give you guys an example. Now, I've spoken to you guys before about how I started off doing this thing and I'm not very comfortable going live. I'm not comfortable public speaking and so on. Yes, I'm getting better at it. Yes, I'm way more comfortable with it. But I always see myself in a place of where I am versus where I want to be. So it's like, I want to be here, but you're still stuck down here, Ty, so you're not good enough to do it. So that kind of idea or story plays in my head a lot. It's like, well, and you might mess up and you might forget what you're saying and so on. Or what if people think you're talking shit? Which many probably do, but who gives a fuck now? So we obviously grow to a point where certain things don't matter, but in the beginning they did. And one of the issues that I had when I first started this was, if I ever saw, so I don't know if you guys know, if you ever do a live, it gives you a counter, lets you know how many people are viewing. Now, of course, when you first start, the algorithm doesn't show you to anybody, so you don't see anyone. But when people started popping up during my lives, I'd notice, oh shit, 1, 2, 3, 4, or however many people it might be, and it would distract me, and I'd start to lose my train of thought. So what I used to have to do was cover that up. If I knew I was about to go live, or when I was running my live challenges and things online, I would cover up the number of people watching, because all that would do was heighten my anxiety. It would make me feel even more uncomfortable, and then start thinking even more about, what if I make mistakes? What if I this? What if I that? And all these negative things that didn't necessarily become a reality, but my mind made it feel real. So therefore I would be reluctant and resistant about taking that action. Now, sometimes, of course, for yourself, you may have to do the same thing. For example, if you're trying to get your body into shape and so on, you might find, oh, well, I have to go to the gym, or that might be one of the ways you choose to do it, but I'm not comfortable going to the gym. So we might have to find a way that you can go to the gym and feel more comfortable. You might not necessarily feel super confident and all the rest of it, but feel comfortable enough to continually take the action. For some, that's just simply a case of putting your favorite podcast or headphones with music and stuff, because it creates a barrier. Now, it doesn't stop people from seeing you, doesn't stop you from seeing them, but often that ability to kind of turn inward into this thing that you're concentrating on, the podcast or the music or whatever, helps you to block out some of the noise of this thing that you're trying to avoid. Same goes in business. So as I say, with me, I'm trying to grow my business online and so on, and one of the ways I do it is through my online content. That's cool. But as I just mentioned, one of the things I had to do early on was block how many people were viewing me whilst I was live, because if I saw that, that would take me off track and I'd start forgetting what the point of my video was and so on. So sometimes we have to do whatever it takes. Same in relationships. Sometimes we have to have those hard and awkward conversations with our partner, and we know that we maybe don't want to do it because we're going to get triggered, or she's going to get triggered, and then I've got to put up with her fucking noise and aggro and the nagging and da-da. Doesn't matter. Sometimes we have to do it. Even though we find it uncomfortable, we need to find a way that we can make it more comfortable to do the thing that we don't want to do. And of course, sometimes that takes a bit of practice. Sometimes even the thing that we need to do will require us stepping outside of our comfort zone. But at least if it's outside and lessens that overall perception of danger, and of course we know it's not really dangerous. We're not going to die or necessarily get physically hurt. But there is this part of our ego and our emotional state that says, holy shit, that's too much. I don't know if I'm ready for this. So that's why we have to often adapt the way that we apply ourselves to it. so that we will step up and take the action that we need to take so that we can get the result that we want. Because if we constantly sit on the side of fear in relation to that thing, then we stay stuck where we are and we remain unhappy, unfulfilled, and unable to actually build the life that we want, even though that we see it's possible. Like, we see where we could get to, we see other people maybe taking action, we see other people maybe dominating and getting the results that we want, but that fear of us maybe looking stupid or failing, or maybe even the success. Quite often we're scared of the success that we might actually receive as a result of taking the action. And then if I'm successful, that now means this, that, and the other for my life. Now maybe I'm going to have more responsibility. I'm going to have more people I need to serve. It's going to require more hours or whatever the thing might be. And so again, we avoid it. So sometimes we just need to adapt the way we approach it so that it seems less daunting, and therefore gives us the ability to actually step up and start taking the actions that we need to take. So that's what I'll leave you guys with tonight. If you have any questions on this, drop them in the comments below. Or of course, if you have questions of your own, let me know. And if not, I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Take it easy, people.